Maker of fine interconnect cables. Wow, that's really close. Today, we have our favorite yellow Corvette back, and we're finishing the system. We talk about this a lot, doing systems in phases. Phase 1 was the new radio, the Sirius XM, the backup camera. Phase 2 is the audio portion, which of course is the more fun of the two personally. Let's see what's going on in this bad boy, because we got a stack of stuff. We have roadkill, we have flax components, we have flax coaxials. We have a Stinger marine power kit. I'll get back to why we need that in a minute. Just let's keep going. We have a T1 shell mount woofer. We have 2 T-series amplifiers. We have a bass knob. We have a distribution block. You guys asked what this is. This is the Stinger SPD570 dual block. We have this guy over here. This is a custom Corvette box that I had him modify to my specifications. Plan today is to try to get all this done in one day. Fernando, you ready?
Ready.
You look like you're still eating.
Yes.
So
I'm ready.
Go. Fernando naturally is going to start over here on the driver's door. I'm going to start here in the trunk. I want to make sure this box fits perfect. I want to see how it looks before I put the carpet on it and whatnot. And to do that, there's a changer in here, so I need to get that out. Let's get in here and take a look. So there's 6 7mm bolts that hold this on. You need a silly little wrench to get them off because it's real tight on this side. Not like most Corvettes of this era, this guy is broken. So we're gonna remove this back here so that we can pull these brackets out. Got these little spinny things. These are the things that hold the cargo net. Go ahead and just pull those off. It's got these cool floor cabinets. Go ahead and pull the tops off of these. This is one of the few cars that GM makes that uses Velcro. Now GM for years have used non-LEDs, lights. These things have burned me so many times. Their lights get so hot. So the first thing you want to do is definitely unplug these, get those out of the way. All right, we got the carpet out of the way. We're gonna go ahead and remove these 4 10mm bolts that hold this bracket in place and put this all back together. Box fits good, nice and snug. Heavy. So we just took the factory Bose speaker all apart. We got this all out, and what we want to do is make a template of this. We want to go ahead and grab a piece of plastic that we can stick this onto and router out this template. First thing we want to do is get an idea of how big we need the plastic to be. Is 10 by 13.5. So we have our piece of plastic. Go ahead and screw this thing down so it doesn't slide around. Just kind of grab it and wiggle it, see if it moves at all. You don't want it to move once it gets over on the router. All right, so I forgot to hit the record button, I'm sorry. But basically what you want to do is when you're setting the height here, make sure that you turn this all the way around, you know, up against your stock piece. So while it's still sitting like this, check your bearing height. Make sure that it's gonna ride this whole piece of plastic so that you end up with, you get your template. Now what we wanna do is go ahead and take it back over to the bench, drill these holes so we have all the holes that will allow it to go back into the factory. And then we have our basic template. We'll go ahead and apply this to our new template so that we can actually cut out the holes for the new speakers we're gonna put in. All right, so we have our template made. We're gonna reassemble this speaker back into here real quick, and then we'll start making these. For this, we're gonna go ahead and use 1/2 inch, just like the template is made out of, because we have lots of depth here that we can work with as far as on the inside of the door panel. 1/2 inch is gonna be super rigid. Let's get some tape on it. I'm gonna go ahead and drill all my screw holes. All right, let's take it over to the router. All right, I made sure I turned the camera on this time. And we're also gonna go ahead and put our guard back on. The only reason why we took it off is because we knew we were gonna have to get this really high, the template we were making. All right, we're done with this template. We'll hang it on our shelf. That way we'll have it for next time. Now what we wanna do is figure out where we're gonna mount our 6.5 and our tweeter. To figure out our positioning, what we did is we went ahead and removed the grill from the door panel to kind of get an idea of where the factory speakers are sitting. As you can see, the mid-range is way the heck up here where it's gonna get blocked. This has got plenty of room. Thinking is we wanna make sure we move our mid-bass as far down as possible. Probably put the tweeter in this area here. So I'm gonna pull this back out, put our template in place and kind of trace this line right here in it so we know what area we need to work with. with. So we got this all put back together. What we know right now is that when the door panel goes on, it basically sits like this over the speaker. So that would be one of the reasons why the highs in this thing just absolutely suck. We trace that line onto our template here. This actually is a good thing for us because for one, now we know that we need to mount this guy down low in the door here. We're gonna mount our new tweeter up high here like this, so it's in the furthest most corner of the door panel. And then we have these crossovers here, just like this guy right here. So this giant piece that's here, we can now mount our crossovers just like this onto this, emulating this whole guy right here. So this is going to allow us to get our new speakers in, keep this nice and dry, well mounted towards the front of the door, not the back of the door. This is the cutout for the speaker. This is the actual size of the speaker. This is just the grill. We're using this as a template. So let's go ahead and get this grill mounted in place. We'll find our center point for this so we can hole saw through here. We have our two templates. Now what we went and did is, you can see here, we planed this top a little thinner. That way this crossover can sit like this, recessed into the door a little bit. The factory sticks out quite a bit here in the front, so I really wasn't worried about the depth. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't going to hit anything. Still be able to get the screw in. Tweeter pods will mount right into place like this. Speaker goes in like that. So this is what it's going to look like before it gets mounted onto the door. I'm going to hand these off to Fernando. All right, so Fernando is almost wrapping up the driver's front door. Let's take a look and see how it came out. Crossover mounted, like we said. The door panel fits over this perfect. For a fast ring, we went ahead and used the 6x9 fast ring so that we could incorporate the tweeter. We just didn't want to do the mid bass. We wanted to make sure we got all this sound through the door panel, through this area here on the door panel. So the next step is to go ahead and roadkill the outside of the door. The inside is all done. He went ahead and pulled off the part that was all broken apart, like the factory sound deadening that was here. We removed that. We put new roadkill there to cover that up, so if they ever need to get in here, they can just peel this off, just like you have to do for the factory. Good job, Fernando. I know, right? All right, well, let me get out of his way so that he can finish roadkilling the door. hold this T1 in place, what we have is a double baffle plus a countersink. This is a really strong baffle to be able to hold all that weight. So we went ahead and we took out the speaker cup because we want to go ahead and solder on. The woofer's sitting right there, so I'm going to go ahead and get that out. I also have to see if we have a grill. I think we might want a grill, I'm not sure yet.